Welcome to the Church of Gun, brought to you in part by Superman Legacy. Let's talk about it. And welcome to the Flicks, Picks, and the Nitpicks. And I am your humble host, No 718. We're going to get right to it. And I gotta say, welcome to the Church of Gun. This is going to be a new DCU universe. I mean, it's almost redundant to say DCU universe because that's what the U stands for, but we're gonna go with that. And the argument's already out there and has been argued and won before one shot of film was made, and that is Gunn is already made and will make the best Superman movie since Christopher Donner, since I don't know, the comic book, because he's a comic book reader, and most importantly, he's a fan, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. And we're going to get into that and so much more in the upcoming days, because I am going to watch and follow closely the Church of Gun, because they are a fascinating few. And actually not few, they may be way more than we know, because they're already prepping up their arguments to make sure and ensure that Gunn does not fail. Why? Not just because they like Gunn. I don't even think it's because they like Gunn as being the top reason. No. It's because they hate Snyder. And it's sad to say we can't talk DCEU or DC anything without invoking and bringing up a man that has not been part of this film, DC, since 2016 when he left. Fucking shame, to be honest with you. But we can't stop talking about him. We can't get his name out of our mouth without stepping on it, without cursing him out, without saying, oh, he wasn't for the fans. We can't bring up James Gunn without stepping on Snyder. Snyder is a step stool for everything. Now, he will be the reason why even Gunn's amazing movie, because we already know it's going to be amazing already, right? We already know that. Church of Gun, you guys in the back, you're already prepared to know that this is going to be the greatest movie ever made. But we also, just because we know it more than likely won't make that much money, we already know it's going to be because it was Zack's fault. Why is it Zack's fault? Because he fucked up the first time. What does a fuck up mean? Because his movie outdid the Superman that came before his before. No. But it didn't outdo what Christopher Nolan did with his movie. But they're not in the same universe. Oh, but still it should have did $1 billion. Why? Because of Superman. These are the answers that they have. So why will Gunn be the best? Oh, because he did Guardians of the Galaxy. Alright, obscure characters, and he was able to make a dope trilogy. Okay, at Marvel. Okay, I could go with that. But he's also supposed to shepherd the universe, right? Yeah. But let's talk about the movie. He's gonna direct it and write it. Yeah. That script also awfully sounds familiar from what the leaks are saying. Let's not even deal with that. Let's not even talk about it. But why not? Because this is the Church of Gunn, and Gunn reigns supreme. So it may seem. Wasn't a while ago you guys just bitching about Gunn not telling you what you wanted to know about your universe and shooting down scoops, and some of you guys was hating. See, I don't know which guys hate Gunn and which guys just love Gunn, because it seemed like everybody just got on bending knee to start just bowing to the master of all DC. And make no mistake, man, I'm not here to knock Gunn because I've defended him in the past. And we're going to make one talking about Gunn in of himself. But I'm talking about the fans of Gunn, the Church of Gunn. They will show you the way of the gun. Because as far as they're concerned, they hate Zack Snyder so much that this has to work. Because he's a fan. How do you know he's a fan? Because he said so. Which fan? Plenty of fans. Oh, he's a DC fan. And DC fans should write DC films. Is that a fucking fact? Well, let's go with it. I'm going to go with you guys. Because Zack Snyder clearly wasn't a fan of anything. Y'all hated The Watchmen. Even though it damn near lifted that shit out the book. And you couldn't stand that man. Why? I'll never fucking know. It's not because he didn't bring in the alien squid. For those that know. But you guys cannot stand Zack. And I really do not know why. But the Church of Gunn is going to be quite interesting. Because he has a colorful associations. And that taps into his past a little bit. You know what I mean? More about the remarks, because we can't say that he did anything. And that's not really what I'm here to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because he had some obnoxious tweets in the past and all. My point being is that just as those guys went out of their way with Ezra, even though Ezra had some actual evidence for the shit he did, but some of the shit that he was accused of, you guys were trying to, even the person that they said he was his victim came out and said that's not a fact. Y'all was trying to get the body language experts and all of this type of shit involved to provide context for why Ezra was everything you said he was. Even though, yeah, we got some footage of him doing dickhead shit, make no mistake about it. But you could tell the difference in how when you want to protect someone, the lengths you go, and that goes in either direction. Whether you may feel how Ezra might have been protected by certain online fans, down to how you've seen James Gunn was protected by certain online fans. He didn't do anything. So what if he just said that? All right, fine, but then if a person says something else that you didn't like, very similar, you would make sure he can never do anything. Because the only reason why you wanted to save him was because of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And it was said that he was going to shepherd the cosmic universe. Which makes sense why Zaslav would go for the guy that was going to be the Kevin Feige of the cosmic universe and get him over to DC. But all my attendees at the Church of Gunn, you believe, based on not one shot that was made, that he will make the best Superman ever, because he understands what the fans want, because he's a fan. Well, I hope so, but remember one thing. If it was up to fans of source materials, a lot more movies would make it. Would be billion-dollar films, big film. But that's not always the case. You're gonna have to get the general audience. And you can't keep blaming Zack Snyder, because Zack Snyder hasn't been a part of this universe for quite some time. So you'd have to start passing around the accountability flowers to everyone. Everybody gotta get their roses for that. But with that being said, I'm real curious to know, because again, you're just judging it off of what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'll give you that. I haven't seen the third one. 1 and 2 was good. 2 was not as good as the first one to me. I saw Suicide Squad. That's Gunn with total control. That, even though I was entertained, was a buffoonish movie. like let's be for real. It was there was a lot of buffoonery in it. And if the world was supposed to be buffoonery, then I could see why you do that. But that movie doesn't even seem in line with the world of BVS or the world of Man of Steel, the world of even what they put out with the original Suicide Squad. But this felt more in line with the Harley Quinn movie. And that is why I have an issue with this. And make no mistake, I want to see DC do something different than Marvel. I don't want to feel like I'm watching a Marvel movie. I want to see DC do something completely different to compete. And what I mean by compete, not so much against Marvel, but to separate themselves from not to compete in the art form of storytelling and comic book movies, as opposed to trying to be a carbon copy of what came before. I'm not a fan of taking people from Marvel over to DC. I'm not really a fan of that. I want to see a complete, distinct difference between the universes. So even if in our head we would want to see them converge, it makes it more interesting. Now, not to say that I want them so far off from being superhero. I won't even say superheroes, so far off in difference that it would be weird to see them share the same space. It's almost like seeing Joaquin's Joker show up in a Captain America movie. It would be a little jarring, because these are two extremely different characters, even in how they're presented. So again, I mean, this is not an anti-gun video. Not at all. But this Church of Gun, you guys are odd. And in a way, you're odder than the people that you hate so much. The Zack Snyder verse fans. Because James Gunn has not shot a fucking film for DC yet. And you believe in him that much. And I feel like if you believe in him so much, it'll be hard to even take you guys serious when you review his movie, because you are already saying he's the best before he shot one frame. And it's almost like, now will you go out to be wrong and strong with it? Because if this movie comes out to be whack, will you admit it, or will you double down? Or because you like this movie, which I see it happening, it'll be good and good for you, but the general audiences are not impressed, then what will you say then? But until it happens, and I'm not trying to kick over nobody's sandcastle after like 30 minutes of making it. That ain't what I'm trying to do. But I'm trying to actually provide real commentary outside of the bias. Or at least I'll let you know I am biased before I present my opinion, so I make it very clear the direction in which I'm coming from when I express to you my commentary. With that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because it's going to be an interesting time. Post to Hamadaverse, welcome to Church of Gun. You already know what to do. Leave it in the comments below, and like, share, subscribe. See you next time, and as always, time but outro. Chill.